Best kind of correct is the technical one. But no, I mean, obviously it's going to be neck to neck. I think it's pretty hard to predict which one of these teams is going to come out on top. But as we go into the draft, we do see Lyra getting taken out. Adagio is let through. The Samuel Rome might have given some people some nightmares in this semifinal, so he's off the board.
Later,
yeah, well, it certainly gave Gangstar some nightmares, and that's going to not be a case here. But with the Adagio pickup, that's going to mean Snow Avalanche. They're going to go ahead and grab that Lance away. And Lance is actually a pretty solid pick into Adagio. The root doesn't really affect him too much, but if you can get a stun off while he's trying to do that Burst of Judgment, you can just completely shut him down.
Yeah, and Lance also absorbs quite a lot of damage coming in, and Adagio being such a high damage carry, it's nice to have someone who can soak up some of those auto attacks and powered auto attacks coming out. Glaive is picked up by Snow Avalanche. The Glaive and Lance combo could be pretty deadly if they're going for some of these hard lane ganks, but once again, we don't technically know where this Lance is going quite yet.
Yeah, it's a heavy pick potential coming out of the Lance and Glaive. There's going to be the Arden, so the Adagio Arden for G2 Esports. That's a combo that we've been seeing plenty of times throughout the championships having some great success with it. Sky going to be the last pickup. With it being Europe, we don't necessarily know if it's going to be a Crystal or Weapon Sky, but I would really like to see it be the Weapon Sky with the Adagio.
It is a risky pick, though, because we do see Lance and Glaive on the other side. So if this Sky goes into the jungle, I think she's going to have a pretty hard time. But we now know the strategy, the front line, Glaive and Lance, to protect the Scarf. He's going to get some Spitfires off into this immobile Adagio if it does work out.
And Waldemar played this Scarf yesterday, won with it. We saw a lot of Scarf come out yesterday. We'll see if it can continue its trend.
All right, well, with the calls, it's going to be Humanist and Shinyi.
Thank you, Forecourt Beard. That's right, I'm Humanist. This is Shinyi. This match is going to be hype right here. G2 versus Snow Avalanche. It's been a long road to get here.
Oh, it's been such a long road. They've not had the best season, and this weekend has been their resurrection. What has happened?
What has happened indeed? Well, and I think when they came out of the Challenger Series, not a lot of people giving the Snow Avalanche team credit, but they are a talented group of guys. They've been around since autumn season on different teams, different iterations.
Yeah, they've certainly put in the effort.
Certainly have put in the effort to get here. And let's see if they can close this out, move into the final. I think for both of these organizations, it would be a huge deal to get into the finals.
Oh, definitely. Snow Avalanche, well, the Snow organization, certainly. Every single season, they've had a team in the top 4. And it's not Tsunami this time. We've got the Avalanche and G2. Well,
I don't know if Bacon touched on this or not, and I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think we've seen G2 in the finals thus far.
Yeah, I think this will be a massive win for them if they make it into the finals. And we could see from the votes, 52% for Snow Avalanche, 48% for G2 Esports. That's a very narrow margin. People are just so conflicted right now.
Such conflicted opinions out there right now. We see Snow Avalanche aggressive movements with the Kentusik on this Glaive Bastion on this Lance. We've seen a lot more Lance in the jungle position overall, I think, but definitely, like, if you can play this in the roam position, you're going to get a lot of work done.
I think the jungle Lance works so well, and I actually think I might prefer it even to the roam Lance. I feel like it does a lot of damage, especially if you can land it like that.
Well, there you go. Chop down. There is no chance to get away there. Dark Potato is going to be on the Sky this game, but every time that G2 draft the Sky and it doesn't go to Redix, I start to worry.
Yeah, it's kind of feel like, we recognize Redix, he is a signature, but Bastion getting right there.
Nice Uri strike from Dark Potato to just reposition right over the wall and into that lane. He's going to go ahead and hold it, get a little bit of gold there until Redix is back. Now, as much as I say I kind of question Redix not having this guy, he has got a lot of work done on this Adagio, so nothing to really worry about. It's just historically he's had such great games when he's able to get that Sky and just carry in the late game.
Yeah, he's certainly been playing a lot of Adagio in the past weekend here, and I've got to say, I don't know if this double Crystal comp will work, and I'm gonna bring attention to this Crystal Sky being played by Dark Potato. Are we gonna see the plays being made by Dark Potato that we would normally see on Redix? I don't know, but I would certainly hope so.
I think Dark Potato is definitely capable of making those plays. Just when I have the chance to talk with him, he says he does tend to prefer the Krolls, the kind of tanky frontliners that can get up their bruisers, but that can also do damage. So it's a little bit of a different playstyle with Sky. You want to fight from range, you want to fight around your cooldowns, and you can't get up there. You don't have an ability to give yourself a barrier or anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely see that. He's a lot more vulnerable, and what I'm excited by is Waldemar and this scarf. Yesterday in their game against their sister team, Snow Tsunami, his scarf was on point. And I'm hoping to do the same again today, right now. This series.
Right now, here, this second, this series?
Yes.
How many kilometers will it take before he comes online, Xingyi?
500.
500. Oh, I'll never forget. I will never forget. But I think like Waldemar's scarf up against Adagio, it actually feels like that's pretty decent matchup for him. Like a not so mobile target like Adagio, easy to land your Spitfires.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I actually think this is a very good matchup. You're exactly right. Redix and Waldemar, this Adagio and this scarf combination, they both have this heavy poke. They can both do a lot of harassment in the lane, and it just depends on who's got more mechanically talented, who can lay down more damage on the other. Dark Potato.
Kentusic stuns up Dark Potato. A Suri Strike to reposition. Forward Barrage is not going to land, and you definitely need it to if you're going to 1v1 this Glaive. Kentusic is chasing, but does not have his boots. Looks like he wants to cancel off. Well, that's going to be the Impale from Bastion. Stunned into the wall. 1 damage, 2 basic attacks, and he is dead. Now let's see if Dingo can find the kill here. It's going to be Kentusic with the Afterburn right over the top. Dingo not trying to be stunned up. Felt like he could have gone legendary status and tried to find the kill there. You're going to die anyway!
Come on!
Oh, Dingo! Ugh. You can't have that one back.
You can't have that one back. Come on, teleport in there, a fool!
Get in there. Get that kill, right?
Get that kill, yeah. He could, you know, he easily could have followed up. Maybe being a little bit too cautious. He lost his life.
It's just like a heartbreak though for Dingo. You go back, I don't know how many, like 5 patches ago, 4 patches ago.
Longer than that.
I don't know, but when they decrease the range on that Vanguard, like in the past, he might have been able to get in there and get the Vanguard off onto Dark Potato. So I wonder, like, was that a miscommunication from Dark Potato and Dingo to not realize that you had the Arden rotating? Yeah, well, we'll hold that. Impale's gonna land. It's going to be damage coming out onto Redix, but he is able to get away, so he'll heal himself up, just stay in this lane.
I like the instantaneous goop. You know, we saw the Impale, and then we saw the goop and the Spitfire. Redix took a lot of damage, but he's going to be healing the minions just to try and farm a little bit better at the risk of just staying a little bit lower health.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about just calculating what you can do here in the lane, and these guys the best at doing so.
Definitely, and we're seeing a lot of aggression coming up from Avalanche right now. I feel, you know, we're seeing really nice rotations coming here. I think we're going to see some pressure being added onto that turret.
Well, look at these double flares coming out. That's miscommunication. G2 is going to have to start cleaning up these calls because Snow Avalanche with a Scarf, who is a super late game hero, able to take a turret down in the first 5 minutes of this game. Things not looking that great for G2.
Yeah, well, his heroic perk, you know, if he's definitely going to be landing those flames, that Spitfire onto the turret, so it's pretty easy to keep that heroic perk going. And actually, if Scarf gets a chance, he can push down a turret very easily, even in the early game. But it's that Scarf. He's going to be a monster, not just the baby dragon that we see right now.
Not just the baby dragon. Well, we
He's
know
more than that.
As you get into the late game, you do not want to deal with the Scarf. Bastion uses boots to get into a good position, not able to steal that Treant away. But Snow Avalanche are here, invading deep. Another Crimea situation potentially. Let's see if they can get it. They are very low. Fountain forced out of Bastion. Spitfires over the wall. G2 want to chase this, but they have no ability to lock these guys down. Dingo is definitely going to need to get level 6. It's the there he goes! Impale right there. Can they follow up on this? Death from above is going to land on the Kentusic. The Afterburn defensively. Suri Strike, Dark Potato. Well, you go right back where you came from.
Oh, they're going.
Stuns him, knocks him back. How is nobody dead after that?
I don't understand it. You know, one time it looked like Snow Avalanche was going to take, and then it looked like G2. This is a fight. And you know what, Redix, his heal, he really came in, helped Dark Potato heal back up there. But there's no follow-up. They're just going to go back like nothing ever happened. Redix, watch your positioning. Watch it.
Watch your position.
Watch it!
Can someone get Xingyi for makes the shot goals for these teams? Dragon's Breath comes out just for style points. Waldemar, you know, he's a very stylish man. He's just going to go ahead and let that out. Just let G2 know, hey, I've skilled it up. I've got it.
They've got it. You know, Redix, he got this one, and you calm myself. But we're seeing the counter invade. Very cheeky move coming out from Snow Avalanche here. Very cheeky. Very
cheeky indeed. Well, Waldemar on the Scarf yesterday, he went for the Frostburn into Eve build. And it appears that he's going to do the same thing. He was skipping Broken Myth, and we haven't seen a lot of players do that. It worked out for him yesterday. Will it work out here?
You know, you have to consider, if he does the same thing, maybe if G2 invested in a lot of very early shield, they could actually mitigate a lot of the damage, prevent him from getting to that point where he can pick up the Broken Myth and just shut him down.
Shut him down. But they're going to have to close that gap. They're going to have to get on his face. It's going to be harder for Redix to do so, but Dingo, Dark Potato can get into the back lines pretty easy. Well, let's see if they're able to find those opportunities. 3-0 in favor of Snow Avalanche. 7.5 minutes into this game. An immense gold payout's going to come through for Snow as well. So they're just building up on this net worth lead. Nice vision coming out of Bastion as well. It looks like they're just going to move forward here, wait for some person to get out of position, someone that they can afterburn backwards, someone that they can impale. Combat roll Bastion, just smacks him with the Githian wall. No respect here.
So much peel coming out and look at the harass coming down onto Dingo and Dark Potato. Actually, with Dark Potato, he's still doing all right, but you know, I feel like Dark Potato, he's a little bit isolated from the rest of us, just a little bit actually.
Well, that's the gauntlet down. That's what we were talking about before. But to get the wall right there, well, rest in peace, Dark Potato. Dragon's Breath coming out of Waldemar. Everything going the way of Snow Avalanche. Dingo, you're not going to be able to get out of this one, buddy. He's dead. But the verse out of Redix, can he turn around and find a kill? Yes, he can. That's the first kill for G2. And Redix showing signs of life here. And that's a very tough situation for G2 Esports.
That was a nice verse of judgment coming out there from Redix. Not quite enough there to save Dingo or even Dark Potato actually, but you know, he did his best. He picked up the kill, and that kill is what they need right now. I think we need to see a little bit more coordinated fights. At the start of that fight, we saw Dingo and Dark Potato doing their own thing. They were, you know, getting isolated, knowing Snow Avalanche were there. That's something you don't want to be making, especially this early on.
Definitely, you do not want to be making that. It's just from my perspective, like it felt like it was a very straightforward situation. And you see the gauntlet go down, and I'm wondering, like, what did G2 see that I'm not seeing? But immediately, Snow just take advantage of that situation.
You know, it was a nice gauntlet. You know, it could have been a nice gauntlet, but what was really nice coming out from Snow Avalanche, we saw the Githian wall pushing Dingo and Dark Potato, stunning them into the wall there behind them. That was really nicely done. And actually, Dark Potato, he didn't have much time to recover.
But it's not like these walls are just spawning out of thin air. This is the map that they've always played on, right? Like the wall's been there the whole time. If you're going to drop that gauntlet, if you're going to stand in that position, you have to know that's going to come out.
Is it reality? Is it fantasy? We don't know. G2 don't know, it seems, in that last fight there. But I want to see this coordination coming out from them. They've got a lot of damage. Dingo just get in their faces, allow Redix to heal you. But right now, this just seems they're a little bit too cautious. We're seeing Avalanche being very, very aggressive right now. They're the ones making the plays. They're shutting G2 down.
Yeah, they definitely are. But as we look at, you know, the composition that G2 have, we've talked about Scarf on the flip side. You know, he's going to scale incredibly well. Dark Potato is going to be doing a lot of damage as time goes on. While Kentusik able to take away the mid there. Very nice for him. And they're just going to continue to push and pressure with this this pickup. But Redix on the Adagio, Dark Potato on the Sky, they are going to scale pretty well.
They are going to scale pretty well. And the problem for them is kind of similar to the game we saw between Team Secret and Gangstars, is can they get onto Waldemar? Because Waldemar, he's got this peel for him. He's got this great afterburn that comes out. He's got this impale, Githian wall. So much there. Like that impale right there.
Well, Dark Potato rooted, but it doesn't matter. Bastion eating a bit of damage. Death from Above's not going to land. That's the gauntlet. Snow Avalanche are trapped inside. Or is it G2? Who's trapped inside with who? Redix! He's going to go down. Scarf able to find the kill. Double kill. Waldemar Scarf just doing work right now. No broken myth needed, apparently, on this hero. And Dark Potato's going to get stunned up. Can you find the damage? Almost taking Dark Potato down for the ace. But that's going to be a turret going their way. And Snow Avalanche, I guess they're just like, can we get a Kraken?
They're unstoppable. They can't. They have to wait 4 minutes. But they could win 4 minutes. I feel that in these fights, G2, we're seeing Dingo throwing in this gauntlet, and it's not working out well for them. Because what's happening?
Down view, though. Oh.
Beautiful. Let's just take a minute to appreciate this.
Just soak it in.
Okay.
Keep going. No.
But yes, he throws in this gauntlet, and what's happening is Snow Avalanche is just turning on its head. They're taking advantage of the situation. You know, normally gauntlets, you're like, oh no, this is bad. We need to get out. What they're doing is they're turning it around. They're knocking Dark Potato in. They're knocking Dark Dingo back. They're stunning him. They're taking advantage of this enclosed space that actually G2 are very liberal to use.
I definitely agree with you. And well, I love Dingo. I think he's an incredible player. I'm questioning a few of these gauntlet calls thus far. I'd rather see him look to isolate or separate a target. Now Bastion moves in so aggressively, 1 versus 3, no respect there. But his team is a little bit split apart. Death from Above comes down, not going to be landing. Waldemar finding damage onto his opponents right now. Redix eating a little bit. Waldemar channels that ultimate. It's going to come through, but the verse cancels that. Oh, whoa, no, it does actually land. Canceled off. Waldemar moving backwards, a lot of damage. They find the kill onto Redix, and it's just Snow Avalanche once again taking this fight. Dark Potato, can he find the kill? Yes, he can, but he goes down. He's going to find that shutdown, so a bit of gold into his pocket. Snow Avalanche still with that net worth lead and in a great position where they can move right back through this jungle. They can take away these camps, assuming that Dingo's not going to go down here.
Oh, I think he might.
Dingo? Rooted in place after burn and kill. That's the ace. Redix was just about to respawn. It's a disaster for G2.
Oh, an absolute disaster. The tears must be pouring down their face right now. What went so wrong in that last fight? Well, you know, they were doing so well picking up Waldemar. They almost got him down, but that Eve coming in from the Dragon's Breath, they just gave him like half his health back. And at that point, they really had to focus on his energy. We could see Redix pouring everything he could, and he lost his life for it. He did.
He's pouring everything. He needs a larger container.
He really does. I think.
He poured it out. It was not enough. Snow Avalanche. What a dominant performance this game. And it makes me feel good to see this kind of performance. I love G2, but it's so great to see Snow Avalanche performing like this, because you look back in the beginning, as soon as they came out of the Challenger Series, I was talking to Jackson, and I was like, I think this is a top 3 team easy. And he was like, you know, yeah, but they came through Challenger Series, right? Like, these aren't the Evil 8 teams. I said, just wait, dude. You can definitely see this as potentially one of the top 3 teams. I think they could potentially even knock off Secret if they're playing well enough, and they are showing it here.
Oh, they have definitely. I mean, the first week they came back from the Challengers, they made it into the finals of Evil 8 on their first week, an incredible feat. And it's not easy. You know, they came up against Team Secret, they may have lost, but G2 this time they're looking on fire right now. They've already pushed them back to the choke point turret, and look at the aggression coming out from them.
And Snow is on fire right now. It doesn't make sense, but it is working. Dark Potato and crew are pinned down at this choke point turret. Now it does make this a little bit harder to continue the pressure, to continue the push. Do you think they look to take this turret down? Do they just wait it out for Kraken and then go?
There certainly seem to be, I don't think they're trying to take down the Kraken, they're just making sure G2 stay in their spot, clearing out the jungle each time, so that even when they do leave, G2 don't have an opening to try and get any farm. And actually, despite all that, the CS between the two teams is actually remarkably similar. You know, Redix isn't that far behind. Dark Potato isn't that far behind either. He's actually out farming Kensiesic for somehow. I don't quite understand how this is working.
My world is upside down.
My world is upside down. Everyone's world is upside down. And these, you know, it's still close.
Devil's advocate. Well, actually, Bastion, he's just a demon over here. 1 versus 3. Does this guy have any fear at all? It's like just channeling Von C over here. Bastion just making. Look at, they're backing up right now. Bastion, dude, is just flexing on G2. Oh my God, someone make some memes out of this for me. Bastion, you are just a lord.
Oh, definitely. And Impale's gonna hit.
Yep, Impale's gonna hit it. Redix rooted up, nothing to follow. Doesn't matter. Does Bastion even need teammates at this point? He just stands over there, and G2 afraid to come out of the base. A lot of that has got to be coming down to vision, right? Like, G2 don't actually know where the rest of Snow Avalanche are, so they have to respect it.
Yeah, they really don't. We can see how much vision Bastion has laid down just in the jungle of G2. Dingo, he does have that contraption, but he seems a little bit more kind of focused on kind of keeping that zone clear. He's not kind of using it to follow up, but he might want some vision now as Snow Avalanche are starting that Kraken, potentially a game-ending push here.
Yeah, well, if they capture this, I think things are going to get even rougher for G2. Snow Avalanche, they're going to pull that Kraken right back into that Tribe Rush. And there's no way that they move in to contest that. Kraken unleashed. Snow Avalanche gonna get that region up, move forward. Everybody infused. This is gonna be a heroic effort out of G2 if they're gonna be able to stop this Kraken and the push coming out of Snow.
It's double crystal here coming up for them. They've got a lot of damage. They've got the range. They're certainly trying to take down that Kraken as long as they stay clear of Waldemar's Spitfires. It could potentially be, you know, a promising defense there coming up. But Redix, need to watch your positioning. He's been caught one too many times. Yeah,
well, Redix, you're not Sky. You can't through strike and get out of there. Oh, rest in peace, Redix. We love you, but you are so dead. Gauntlet's down. Man, just buying them about a half a second there. Dingo and Potato, they're going to try and get a little bit of damage down, but I think they realize that this is quite the uphill battle. Bastion is low, but holding a Crucible and a Fountain. Xingyi, I don't think there's any way that G2 can defend this. Redix is up in 8 seconds right there. Yeah, well, whatever.
Origin slip. There we go.
Chunking through this Vein Crystal turret. Only one remaining. Redix boots into the back line. Self-heals. Does he have that burst available? Yes, he does, but he's not going to let it loose. Waldemar gets that Fountain. Burst comes out. It doesn't land. Redix, he's trying to get that damage off into the back line.
There's a Kraken!
Dusik, can he live? Yes, he can. There is a Kraken. They're going to have to deal with this at some point. They turn their attention over, and it looks like they can be able to get this, but Bastion gets down in there. They're trying to deal with all of these little minions flying around. It's